Hello, Bill Molyneux here, Nottingham Wargaming Group, and we're going into Antietam, 54mm scale game. This is turn 6, and we're going to try something a little different. I'm going to explain what the troops are doing, the initiative roll, pause the camera, move the units, then do video of where the units have moved, and then I will pause the camera again, do the firing sequence and morale checks, and show where we're at again. So going from a 30-minute game, it'll probably be cut down to maybe 5 or 8 minutes. Background music has been changed. Right now we're running Goober P's song. Now in the old Gettysburg area gamers, we would run background music. And one of the fellows in the group hated this song. Bob was his name. So when it came on, the rest of the guys in the wargaming group would all join in and sing Goober P's. Well, our game, we're going to just get right into it. And as you can remember, we have a lot of Yankees, Union troops coming in on the right flank, and the rebels, the Confederates, are, we're going to roll our trusty dice again. These are the Peter dice. Red is Confederate, blue is Union, high die moves first. If the Unions move first, I believe this flank is gone. So, this will all go that way. Let me see in the camera, and we're going to roll the dice right here. And so, let's see if you can see these dice. Yes, you can. The Peter dice came up, Union blue, Confederate 1, blue 3, Confederate red 1. Well, this is where I'm going to pause the camera, move these troops, and then come back after the Union have moved, and then I'll show you where the Confederates will move. Alright, well, our Union troops have moved. I moved the camera around a bit. So we have the one 3-man unit here of Confederates. They failed their morale check for a charge. They're gone. This unit held. They all charged in. We have the rest of our Union troops pretty much in column. Artillery battery stayed there. Now let's go see what's happened on the other side of the table for the Union. So this is all that's left of the Union troops on this flank, other than the 2 guns in the corner, which there you can see them. I had them fall back behind here. There's 2 units, and so that's where we're at for the Union Army. And really coming over from the back, you can see the Confederate right flank is going to get rolled up. So we're going to go ahead and move our Confederates. And I had asked some friends, Jack Brendel, Jim Shaw, several people on the Nottingham Miniature Wargaming Group site on Facebook, what to do. And the Confederates are going to try to hold that ridge. Alright, I'm going to move the Confederates. We'll be back. Alright, my Confederates have moved. And Jack Brendel suggested to get out of this area here and advance and try to push that way on the Yankees. Now, the Confederates over in that road area moved. And I'm going to move the camera. So the one Confederate unit fell back to here. The other one moved up the support. And we have another one that's gone down to this fence line. Now we had one Confederate unit that passed its morale. And we got the charges coming in. And they can't move. They're locked in. And then we have the unit that moved here. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do the combat. Now in this version of turn 6, I am skipping all of the die rolling and movement to make the video shorter. what I need is comments if I ever do another video like this. If it's better to do the movement and shooting of the die rolls off camera to save time. So I've gotten people that said they're very bored. Other people say they like the whole thing the way it is. I'm going to go ahead and have the Union fire first. Okay, we're back at turn 6. Union have fired. I have not picked up any dead because they're going to fire back for the Confederate phase. Our gun battery, the counter battery fire from all the 10-inch Union artillery pieces, the Parrots and 3-inch rifles, knocked out the gun. This unit was just slaughtered by all this musketry fire. This unit is weakened. So the whole ridge area is falling apart, and we're moving the camera to the west woods. Wow. This unit here was wiped out. This unit probably won't pass morale. So the idea of coming out of here, it costs quite a bit, and 3 inches loss of movement to come out. And I believe these two regiments here won't do good against that fence line. So that's where I'm at for the Confederates. I'm going to go ahead and roll the Confederate return fire, but I'm going to move the camera and give a wide view before I do that. Well, here's the wide view, and one of my friends, I think it was Jim Shaw, he actually told me he eats breakfast and watches the Antietam game this past week, which is sort of funny. I appreciate that. Jim Shaw has painted a lot of these figures. Don't forget, Gettysburg Miniature Shop, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania on Steinway Avenue is where you can buy your 54mm figures and a lot of other things. Well, I'm going to go ahead and have the Confederates return fire. Alright, we are back. The Confederates have fired. Best way to do this, I think, will be to... The Union took some hits here and here. Nothing drastic. There was no Union leaders to test for over there. And I forgot to check the Union leader over there. They're all fine on the other side. So, by the way, if you're wondering, the visitor center is sort of, well, I guess it's more back here. About where the tripod is. So, it gives you an idea where my battlefield stands. Let's go take a look at the West Woods region. Alright, the West Woods, the Union lost just a couple figures. And I'm going to go ahead and do the morale checks. I really hate to say it, but I will pick up these figures, do morale checks, and go to turn 7. But I think at this point, even if the Confederates win initiative, I don't think they will make it. But we'll go to turn 7. I'm going to pause the camera or end this out for turn 7. After the morale checks, do one more shot of morale checks. Alright, well, here we are, conclusion of turn 6. Morale checks are done and the dead have been picked up. As you can see, the ridge is cleared, all those guns are gone. We had a Yankee unit, a Union regiment has run back to here and has to test on the next turn at turn 7. This whole force is coming up that way. I feel like Gary Edelman of the Battlefield Trust right now, pointing to things. You have to watch him on YouTube, I guess, to understand what I'm talking about. He's a great historian. We have this Confederate unit and here and one gun. But really, I don't see how they're going to stop that sea of blue. Let's go check and see what happened in the West Woods. Well, we're over here in the West Woods. That little unit didn't didn't get damaged, and he survived. However, the other unit fell back. You can see him back there. And they rolled the morale of the 3, so they fall back and face the enemy and rally at that spot, and they're fine for the rest of the turn. The Confederates are down to 4 10-man units. They started with 16. So, of course, an army breaks it at 30% normally. And what I think I'm going to do is we're going to end out turn 6 video. And I'm going to do a turn 7 conclusion video of Antietam. And then I'm going to ask in the next video, I'm going to ask if I should ever do this again. I'm not a YouTube wargamer person on YouTube. There are probably hundreds of YouTube channels out there. But this is just fun. I welcome all you strangers and friends into my basement to see what I'm doing with Donald Featherstone rules in 54mm. So stay tuned for turn 7 and the conclusion of Antietam. And like always, stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and be extra kind right now. We have a lot of issues going on in America. And maybe some kindness will help turn some hearts. Thank you.